Everyone's preparing for a flush. Interesting. Best trader I know said the golden bull run is starting in 2 weeks. Restart the vibes. Recommends the journey to 9 figs once again. Global liquidity is finally ticking up. Will we see the greatest bull run ever in 2025? History will repeat itself faster than you think. Why this sentiment is changing so fast? I felt something in the metrics today, something happening literally from the change of date, from yesterday to today. I feel like the momentum seems to be turning. Today we will figure out, will we see $40,000 per Bitcoin? Despite the fact we already saw it quite recently. And I will tell you what will be happening with the crypto market this week and how I am positioning myself personally as well. Without further ado, let's start. Global liquidity is about to break out. Bitcoin is about to explode. I would say that this is one of the main topics that it's just the main topic that we should just focus on. The reason that BTC is pumping after the halving is not because of the halving. It's because the fact that halving is timed nicely with global liquidity. It's also timed in a way with elections in the US, and not in the US, in the range of countries around the world, because once in 4 years is usually the election time frame, right? With global liquidity breaking up, we should be seeing crazy moves into risk assets because people will be looking to manipulate. All this money that you lost in COVID dump and the bear market, you did not lose them. They are gone somewhere. Someone has them, and someone will be looking to position this money to outperform. Someone will actually be returning into this market. A very, very important thing to understand and to see. BTC wise, we at $58,000 at this stage. We are dumping on Monday, which is bullish, which is always bullish from my point of view. We definitely had like a slight move up during the weekend, but you should not trust these weekend moves. They are just manipulations. But I do love the moves when we are dumping on Monday. As usual, there is just a higher chance that they're gathering liquidity for the opposite move through the whole week, because this is something that's usually happening on the stock market. From my point of view, I actually do think that we should be going to $63,000 per Bitcoin this week actually, and I do think that we should start seeing some bullish momentum, bullish continuation on Solana. That's why I'm actually positioning certain coins in my portfolio, certain things I am positioning in Solana meme coins at this stage. I'm buying the bottoms that some of these coins essentially have, and I do expect this week to actually be quite bullish for Solana. Just look at this chart. We seem to start to change the downtrend, right? So we definitely had this as high, and this was our lower high, right? And here, you might say we kind of closed above this level. And I would want to see a retest of that, right? Because you cannot say 100% because it's just a week, right? So just a shadow. We went down right after, but I would want us to essentially go up and test out this situation. Test out what will be happening further. All at the same time, we definitely do have a range of lower highs right here, but anyway, we are quite at the bottom of this range at this stage. But anyway, we are quite at the bottom of this range, so I would say that your risk is quite nice at this stage if you would be entering currently. And here we are definitely in the uptrend, so we will see what will be happening, right? But following these highs, well, you might say that this is a series of higher highs, right? And we should be seeing continuation somewhere here. We should be seeing this thing. And this small thing is pretty much just a corrective structure for us to go back to the bottom of this support trend line. That's why I do expect us to at least see bullish continuation for Solana quite soon. And if not, try to close above or retest the whole thing, but at least revisit somewhere here, revisit this nice liquidity zone, and we will probably have a bunch of support right here. This is my bet for this week. Speaking of $40,000 Bitcoin, I do love this tweet. Everyone's preparing for a flush. Interesting. This is really the situation in the marketplace currently. When everyone is preparing for something, this is not happening because people are selling prematurely, and there are zero reasons for the manipulator to actually try and dump anything, to liquidate anything. We need to check the liquidation heat map as well. What do we see on our liquidation heat map? We see a nice chunk of liquidity, yellow chunk of very juicy nice liquidity at $60,000, which is only $2,000 from here. We might be revisiting that liquidity. At the same time, we have quite a few longs opened at this level. So logical move would be to swipe these bottoms, right, to take this liquidity from these longs. And if we will be taking this liquidity, we'll probably move a bit lower because essentially longs, they will be sold into the market. And this 60k liquidity look very juicy. 60k shorts liquidity that if we essentially revisit, we will close these shorts and we will just buy back into the market right away. We are pre-rich. Sharing the chart of BTC halving, sharing the situation that's happening currently, and you definitely can see the dynamic because halvings, the pricing of the whole thing was moving up, right? And we are essentially in downtrend, sideways chop. I would say the main reason for that is because of the ETF, we essentially front ran things in the first place. Kind of like our uptrend price action happened before because the narrative of ETF, BTC ETF, speeded it up heavily. But anyway, as mentioned, this thing is timed with liquidity cycle. Liquidity, global liquidity seem to be breaking up at this stage, which means that we would essentially be receiving more liquidity into our risk assets. You suffer for 3 years. Don't lose hope for altcoins at this resistance line of Bitcoin dominance. A very important chart as well because we are reaching this resistance line for BTC dominance. BTC dominance might go higher if essentially we will dump heavily and people will just reposition back to BTC. If it will go to 40k, this thing will probably break up and essentially go higher, right? But I do not expect this. And charts that essentially help us to see this as well. I've been researching and checking out several charts of some Solana meme coins today. They all look very interesting. It's kind of like the chart of the same token, if you would think about that. They are in a heavy downtrend and they seem to be consolidating for quite some time. Consolidation on a range of them is not over yet, but timing specific based on the time estimate. The timing for consolidation is soon seem to be over based on the consolidation before previous pump. So pretty much based on the date ranges before the previous pumps, before the consolidations through the previous pumps. Solana chart looks nice as well. This chart of BTC dominance is at resistance as well. I do think some things might be happening in the market quite soon. We survived during the longest bear market ever. Now give us the longest bull run. 480 days of the bear market. Right now, people starting to think that we're essentially in the bear market for the alts for the whole time. We did not have the start of the bull. And if you would think about that, it's really the case. Most people are in negatives, speaking of altcoins. I would say that people in profits are traders at this stage that were able to take nice profits like in March, in April, right? And essentially people that were able to spot meme coins and were able to get into meme coins. And I do think that meme coins, they will actually continue. Still this, DGN is showing that we're still in the bear trap and current chart definitely looks similar. If you would essentially recall the chart of BTC, definitely looks quite similar to this. Very important thing, breaking. Ethereum average gas price drops below 1 GUI to 0.04 cents. I do remember something like this happening last time. It happened quite recently. It happened, I think, 1.5 months ago. And what happened right after was a local pump of Ethereum. This is a very nice metric, and I will be showing you some others as well about how boring this market is at this stage. I finally feel true capitulation closing in. So there are essentially different types of capitulations, right? And there are two main types of capitulation. The first one is capitulation due to price. The second one is capitulation due to time. I do agree with Cousin Crypto here that we are coming to the end of the capitulation due to time. Right now, everyone is thinking like we're going to 40k. Everyone is preparing for the flash, right? It's very interesting. Everyone is prematurely selling their risk assets in crypto, like meme coins and things like that. An interesting part with capitulation with price is that we had several of them already. We had these huge liquidation events. One was like the second largest after FTX. The second one was the same as liquidation event during the COVID dump as well. And currently, I do believe we are reaching the final stage of capitulation due to time. We are in the sideways chops downtrend for 6 months plus at this stage. Very, very boring currently in the marketplace. People are scared. People are experiencing further dump to 40K and they are selling. This is what I honestly love. Because with me being bullish in all the time before, like, there was still too much bullish market participants as well. There was still too much money in perpetuals, in longs as well. It's very, very important to have this change of sentiment in the market. And I honestly feel that something changed in the metrics from yesterday to today. Like, the vibe on the crypto marketplace starting to change. And we are still due to a huge tsunami of liquidity coming from safer assets like stocks into more risk assets, which are low cap stocks and essentially crypto as well. You can feel the hope leaving this place more and more each day. This is usually when it's time to start paying attention again. It will be slowly, then all at once. Don't get shaken out before the all at once part. Whether or not we will see like this final deviation before the final move up, it honestly depends on how the market participants essentially will behave currently, right? It makes sense. It definitely makes sense from the point of view of market manipulator to give this last deviation. At the same time, he already did 2 of them, right? And I would say that people unfortunately got taught by the market that we had these 2 large deviations, 2 large liquidation events, right? And they prematurely selling currently at this stage. And this is exactly the case where most likely manipulator will not give the option to actually buy and acquire assets at a very, very cheap prices, very, very nice prices, or essentially this time frame to acquire the assets on a very, very time prices would be very, very short. This is something that might be happening. And this is probably a lot of you are thinking about different assets, different meme coins out there on the marketplace currently. You know, it's probably too high currently. Probably BTC going to 40K. Probably memes going 50% cheaper. Probably I will get a better entry. Probably I should be in stables. It's all a psyop anyway. The whole market is controlled. I should probably just sell. This is exactly the thoughts that probably a lot of you essentially have, because I see that FAT content with 40K BTC, with COVID 2.0, it essentially gets clicks. It gets views at this stage. Very, very important, because people want to see bearish content when everything is bearish, and people want to see bullish content when everything is bullish as well. I've been in crypto since 2015 and I can't remember a time this boring. Yeah, that's definitely something that a lot of market participants feel at this stage as well. Interesting thing from the CEO of DWF Labs. This is market maker behind a range of meme coins out there, behind a range of projects as well. Just some observations of the last 2 years. We are going into depression, then recovery, then bull market, then correction, then meme season, then correction, then perp season, then recovery, then bull market. We are at perp season now. Think, do your research, not financial wise. Perp season is essentially things just moving up on leverage, probably because people would not want to input a lot of capital into the market because just of the sideways action, just because they just got liquidated for so much money, and me including as well personally. And that's why kind of this opportunity is lucrative at this stage. Like, I don't want to loan stuff at this stage. It's very, very interesting. And market kind of told me not to participate in perpetuals at this stage. And it's probably, when I'm thinking about this and when I'm voicing it loud, it's probably the time to actually take part in these things, because a lot of people are thinking the same. Funding rates, they're still negative at this stage. That's obviously about the preference of market participants being in shorts currently rather than longs. I've seen more tier lists on crypto Twitter than charts the past week. Very, very important note as well. That's about boringness of this market. And another comment like this: as much as I love crypto, I need to be honest and say I've been here since 2012 and I don't remember a time that was this boring. Holy shit, this is brutal. People acting like the crypto bull cycle just started. In reality, it's been nearly a year. Prices really started moving up sharply last October. The point is that a lot of prices, they are back to the levels of last August, but the main reason, the thing that fools a lot of traders currently at this stage, is that you should analyze not the price of the asset, you should analyze the market cap. The prices are the same, but the market caps, they're 2.5x larger than the market caps that certain assets had a year ago. An easy example is Sui. The price is around the same, the market cap is 2 times larger. And we hit mania in March of this year. There was a nice 5 months generational wealth window, pretty much in line with past bull markets. This also doesn't mean go sell everything, but you need to pick and choose your spots. It's not up only, can't miss like a mania. That ship has sailed. He's talking about previous bull markets where you will buy anything and anything goes, right? But there still were tokens that were underperforming, right? I'm certain there will still be many ridiculous multi-baggers through, just like in 2022, 2023, even in much worse market condition. An interesting tweet, book market along with the other doom posts, just to prove how wrong you guys are. Turning bearish after weeks of extreme fear and 5 months of bearish price action, you guys are the definition of exit liquidity. You'll find a screenshot of your post when we'll be at all-time high. There is no days of tech coins and there is no days of meme coins. The similarities between DeFi summer and tech winter are striking. They both happened before BTC broke all-time high. The only difference is that tech winter rotated into meme spring, resulting in a double bubble. The imploded DeFi bubble pumped way higher once BTC broke all-time high and will pump when the boss is ready. This is a very, very important note because something I was thinking and something like cloud on the marketplace that memes are dead, nothing will be happening with memes and things like that. I was very, very interested to check out, to recall what was happening with DeFi summer in the last cycle as well. A sector of cryptocurrency that pumped before new all-time highs per BTC. And you kind of can say that we did not breach nicely previous all-time high because we are trading under it and we did not consolidate, we did not close above it, right? So you might say we're in the similar situation actually. And the main thing is that the sector that's pumping currently will probably, with a high chance following previous cycle, continue to pump as well. DeFi was crazy as well, and I do expect meme coins to be crazy too. To finalize the whole thing, I don't think that we will be seeing $40,000 BTC. I think that we've seen this already. And I do think that a lot of people, just too many market participants, they are deliberately preparing to this thing. Deviation and this final liquidation event might be very, very interesting, very, very nice. I just do think that there is too much stable coins in the market currently. I do think that too many people actually decided to stable up, right? And just sit in stable. And we can check out stablecoin dominance. We see that during recent dump, it went up to 6.7%. And right now, people actually are buying back, right? And we had this pump around the 10th of August, and we've definitely seen a drop in stablecoins. And stablecoins were at the lowest, the dominance was at the lowest in March, which makes sense because we were pumping very, very hard in March. And people just were sitting in crypto assets, right? So a very, very interesting dynamic. Since October, bear market, a bunch of people in stable coins. We are going into the bull market, March is peak, and we are going back currently. So what do you see on this chart? Do you think that this chart will actually continue to trend up, or this chart will continue to just go down? We definitely can see that we have a series of higher lows and higher highs right here. Right, we have this week. We'll either print a new higher high, but I would say we're kind of reaching resistance and we have this nice liquidity zone right there, right? So it does not, I would want us to just be in this like downtrend and treat this one as a high, this is lower high, and essentially continue with this is the lower high, right? So just continue to print lower highs and lower lows. And this is my bet, honestly, just because of the reason that liquidity cycle that we are following starting to unleash, and liquidity is due to break up as well. So I don't think it will be seen for the BTC. I'm actually quite bullish on SOL price action this week. We will be seeing what will be happening. Thank you very much for watching this video. I will be seeing you tomorrow. Bye-bye.